Well, more on taxes, like a gas tax. I mean, really, the big question is, are they really the best answer for our economy? I want to go to National Taxpayers Union Executive Vice President Brandon Arnold. We've heard this notion, of course, higher taxes as a way to cure economic ills for a long period of time. America tried that for 8 years, and it didn't seem like it worked, but you are getting some bipartisan support with respect to perhaps an increase in the national sales tax. Are they right?
Well, no, I don't think so. I think we do need to look at our infrastructure needs, and we do need to address the critical problems that we have here in our roads and highways and elsewhere. But the gas tax ought to be the last option on the table, not the first one. This is a typical Washington play here. Let's bring revenues into this city, disperse them out to states and localities, because that's a fun thing for politicians to do, when in reality we need to fix what's broken within the system before we start looking at tax increases.
What about the notion of accountability? I think I pay a lot of money to cross the George Washington Bridge every day. I mean, an extraordinary amount of money, and I still have my share of potholes. I still have my share of auto repairs, and I'm just wondering, where does the money go now? It just seems like a promise that has not been kept, and that funding is looted, in my mind, and the money used for other things other than what they say it's going to be used for.
Well, that's one of the problems. The gas tax revenue should go directly to projects related to roads, highways, bridges where they're needed most, and they should also be localized as much as possible. Before the federal government starts looking at a gas tax increase, states should do so. States own 98% of the roads and highways in this country. They own and maintain those. Therefore, they should be the key component here. They should be the key voice in making these decisions and bringing the revenue to the table.
Real quick, Brandon, because we're going to have President Trump here in a second. What is the answer? Is the public-private partnership a reality?
Public-private partnerships absolutely are part of the solution. They need to be expanded. They need to be used not just for new roads, but for existing roads, the maintenance and upkeep of existing roads and highways. Right now we have severe limitations on those. We need to be more creative, more innovative like the rest of the world has when it comes to addressing these needs.
Some folks are saying that we should insist on locally produced materials. And while it sounds like a good idea, I know speed is of the essence as well. How do we find a compromise there?
Yeah, I don't agree with that notion, because I think what it's ultimately going to do is raise costs unnecessarily. There's no harm in bringing in external sources of construction equipment, of the resources that we need, the materials that we need to build roads and highways here. We should not overly focus on just domestic sourced materials. We can drive down the cost of projects in other ways, including labor costs, including reducing the environmental review process. It's currently about 7 years on average to review a project for environmental concerns. We need to be cognizant and aware of environmental impacts, but that's just far too long. It drives up the cost unnecessarily.
Brandon Arnold, thank you very much.